Don't worry, Amma. I have my passport with me. Don't worry, Amma. I will put the right address for the hotel. Don't worry, Amma. I will lock the door before I go to sleep tonight. Don't worry, Amma. I will be okay. These were some of the constant reassurances that I gave my mother on the 17th of September, 2022, when I first arrived in America to move myself into Stanford. You see, my mom was anxious for me. I was flying to a country I had never been to before and moving myself into college all on my own. My family, they desperately wanted to be here, but they couldn't. Our US visas did not arrive on time, and honestly, those 16-hour flight tickets from Dubai to San Francisco are expensive. That night, when I got to the hotel, I realized it didn't look quite like the photos I had seen online. I foolishly booked the wrong hotel. Turns out I didn't know the difference between Redwood City and Los Altos. However, those were the least of my concerns that night. Growing up, I lived with 4 siblings crammed into one room. I wasn't used to being on my own. So as I tried to fall asleep with the light switched on and my amazing father on FaceTime, because I was too afraid to fall asleep in the dark, I couldn't help but think about what the next 4 years meant. The Stanford University. Me, Lamya Butt, a fly international student from Al-Nahda in Dubai, made it to the Stanford University. No girl in my family has ever left home to live on their own, let alone move to a new country. My grandmother only completed school until the 8th grade, and here I am moving into the Stanford University, me, Lamya Muhammad Sikandar Butt. And when the weight of those questions felt too heavy, I turned to more immediate stressors. How was I to move in on that pouring rain? I mean, who remembers when we moved in? It was crazy. Where would I get a SIM card? How far was the closest Walmart? How would I even get there? But don't worry, Amma, I will be okay, is what I told my mom the next morning in my Uber on the way to 584 Capistrano Way, Bechtel International Student Center for ISO check-in. However, I lied to my mother. I was frightened, but I couldn't let her know that. She was too far away to be anxious about my anxieties. And I know that I'm not some anomaly. I know for a fact that we all have a version of "don't worry, I will be okay" that we have told our loved ones while we have internally questioned every part of our time at Stanford. And as overachievers who are always striving for excellence, I have realized that Stanford students will always have something to worry about. Whether we have to worry about our academics, internships, finances, relationships, or even getting a seat at Coupa when it's bright and sunny outside, our time at Stanford has had its fair share of worries. But when the worries feel too heavy, we know that there is something we can always turn to: the people around us. So I urge you to look around. Seriously, look around. When you look around this room, you see a classmate who stayed up with you till 3 a.m. while you worried about turning in a P-set, a friend who walked you home after a party when you had a little too much to drink, an RA who guided you to resources when it got too tough, a person who lived in the same hallway as you in freshman year, but still manages to smile at you even now, 4 years, whenever you see them around campus, or the familiar face who always happens to be at Green just as much as you, somehow also just as entrenched in you as you. Shout out to the Johnson room. For me, when I look around, I see my roommate and I see my sister, Ella, who would get ready for class in the dark while I slept till 1 p.m. after pulling an all-nighter during finance recruiting season. I see Sarah, who hugged me tight as I experienced my first panic attack and struggled to breathe. I see Alistair, whose family has invited me to every Thanksgiving. And I see Victoria, who has attended every Ramadan iftar with me just so I wouldn't feel alone. For me, when I look around, I see a class of students who are ambitious, incredibly driven, and who will change the world. I mean, there's not a shadow of doubt in my mind regarding the fact that you will all be trailblazers. However, another thing that I do not doubt for a second is that we will be okay. Not because of how smart we are, but because of how we have each other. And post-grad life, it feels worrying. I am perhaps just as worried today as I was when I made my way to Bechtel for ISO. But only this time, the worry, it feels different. Because this time, I am not alone in it, and neither are you. As we leave Stanford tomorrow, Stanford will never leave us. It will be with us wherever we go. It will be in the friend that you call at midnight when the new job feels overwhelming. It will be in the group chat that never goes quiet. It will be in the person who will fly across the country for your wedding, your graduation, your worst Tuesday. It will be in the people sitting next to you right now. So to every person in this room who is quietly terrified about what comes next, I see you. I am you. And to every parent, grandparent, and loved one sitting in this room today, and to those watching from thousands of miles away who couldn't be here with us, who prayed and waited and worried so that we could stand on this stage, we know how much you have sacrificed for us. And we need you to hear this. Your kids will be okay. Not because of how smart they are or because of the degree that they're about to receive, but because of the community they have built here. The people sitting next to them right now who showed up, who stayed, and who did not let them face it alone. In my culture, we believe that a mother's dua, her prayer, is always accepted by God. So Amma, my beautiful, beautiful Amma, I think you prayed very hard on the 17th of September. Because 4 years later, with you and Dad visiting me at Stanford for the very first time for my graduation, I can finally mean it when I say, don't worry, Amma, inshallah, I will be okay.